Okay, so it's a brand new week with Betsy and the rush is over, so we're going to take it slow today. The film crew from Sparsy was here. We carried out all of the appliances that we just put in the truck just for the show, but now we got to do a bit of detailing as we put everything in such a rush that we never put a last or final coat on the doors. Didn't get the walls done, and also we've got a bit of roof and insulation left to do. Came out pretty decent. We'll start with a bit of sanding today and a bit of painting, and then see where we go from there. While I'm putting the final coat on the cupboard doors, Yolandi's going to be sanding the inside of the truck so that we have a smooth finish, and we're going to paint that with a sponge roller. All the cupboard doors are off now. We've been storing our things as we go. We bought these really cool hand-painted Mexican tiles. I want to show you those. Yolandi's trying to decide where to put them now. The bedroom's taking a bit of shape. Yolandi put the first coat of paint on yesterday. We sanded all of them down. What I'm going to do now is make sure that all the walls are fastened to the frame so that she can put the second coat on, and then that'll prevent any of the screws from showing. Okay, so I'm going to try and tackle this wall now. I've got my sizes done and we've got one full sheet of plywood left. Yesterday it came pouring down, or last night, and we were lying in bed stressing about whether there's going to be leaks. Because if there's any leaks now, well, yeah, there's not much that you can do about it. The wall cladding is up, the bed is in, so you can't really open up the walls again. But yeah, not a single drop, so we're very happy about that. I'm going to finish up with that wall and that wall. This wall won't be a permanent install, as we still have to run all the electrics through here, as this is our power station. The bathroom cabinet, I'll try and get that in today. Yolandi's gonna clear coat all of these walls. Another thing that I'd like to start working on is the Seligna tops that Yachty has. Really cool tops. These are actually the steps to go up to the bed, and they also open up so that you can put your shoes in there. At the moment they're a perfect fit, but it's too tight because it keeps rubbing on the paint. So I'm going to cut them a little bit shorter so that Yolandi can still walk up and down while she's busy painting and sanding on that. I've got to finish up with the little cabinet doors. So some of them have second coats of paint, and I've just got to put a clear coat over them. They've got a nice smooth matte finish, and then when you've got a clear coat on there, it's got a sheen look, not gloss. We don't like the gloss that much, but the tops will be gloss as that's polyurethane. I'll also do a little bit of work on the headboard. So the headboard is also like a cabinet, so it opens up. It's got one of those Seligna planks going across. It opens up, and then we've got extra storage space in the headboard. We're going to start with mounting the fridge. So one of the issues is if we go for test drives, we always have to take out the fridge first because it's not strapped to the cabinet. So the fridge goes in here and it's quite a tight fit. Now one thing is most campers or most people with caravans or whatnot get those pull out fridges that you store everything from the top. So those make a lot of sense because the cold air doesn't come rushing out when you open the door. It kind of lies in the box. But we didn't want one of those, as we wanted more of a home feel to the truck. We stuck to the standing fridge, as we thought, well, if a normal home can go on solar panel off-grid with a standard fridge, then it wouldn't be an issue releasing the cold air, as we're still going to have a fully off-grid system to run the fridge. The fridge is very energy efficient, so we think it'll be enough. Big advantage with the box fridge is that things don't really fall around or fall out, or the door can't open. So with this fridge we have all of those issues, but we prepared to make a plan. We're going to put a bit of a strap around the fridge, so you'll only will macrame a piece of rope, and then it'll just hook off and hang next to the fridge when we're using it. When we're driving, we'll just hook it back on, and that'll keep the fridge stationary. Another thing that we'll possibly do is we'll add some of that isobort polystyrene at the back of the fridge, just a couple of blocks, to wedge the fridge in there so that it doesn't move back and forth like that, but it actually stays nice and steady. Cut the hole for the plug. The plug is behind the washing machine. So the original idea for the washing machine was actually to get a lot smaller one. You get a Daewoo washing machine that's like a 3 kg one. So that works a lot better for campers in a small space. But they are very expensive, especially buying them from South Africa. They work out to about 17,000 Rand, which yeah, we didn't feel like taking out that amount of money for a small washing machine. So we got this one for about 4,000 Rand. And the advantage is, instead of washing your clothes every single day, trying to save water on a small washing machine, you just do it once a week as a normal household would, and you still end up using exactly the same amount of water. The nice thing about this specific one, the reason we chose it, is not just the energy rating. It does have an energy rating of A+++. But the other thing is that it is very narrow. What we wanted to do was actually put the drainage, so this pipe, going straight through the floor and then drain to the grey water tank. But now I've read in the owner's manual that you have to install the drainage pipe at around 40 centimeters from the ground up, and less than 1 meter from the ground up. Can't just go straight down, it's got to go at a little bit of an angle. Luckily we put our washing machine right next to the shower. I'll make a hole through there and bring it through into the shower, and then the washing machine will drain into the shower and the shower will drain into the grey water tank. I don't know if most people know this, but when you buy a brand new washing machine they come with bolts like this, and there's a reason for these bolts. They hold the drum in place for when it's in transport so that nothing breaks on the inside. So the owner manual says that every time that you do transport the washing machine you have to put the bolts back in so that you don't end up breaking something. We'd have to take the washing machine out every single time. One idea was to actually put the washing machine on runners, but Yulandi came up with a much better idea. Instead of using these little feet, it's a normal M10 threaded rod, we'll get some wheels to install there. So just ones similar to like an office chair that's got a piece of threaded rod on the end. What would be even cooler if it's got a lock. Tonight I'll look online on Galmar's website to see if I can find some wheels that are suitable. It's obviously going to be a bit of a heavy duty caster wheel. We'd like to get all of the laminated tops sprayed today. Measure out the zinc, cut the zinc in, and then hopefully start spraying the tops. So that's the zinc. It's quite a small one, and it doesn't have any drying space next to it. We managed to find a very nice little fold out drying rack at Galmar. We're getting close to spraying them today. This is the zinc countertop. We managed to snap it yesterday, fixed it. And then that is the dining room top. We cut it slightly shorter so that it wouldn't be obstructing us when we work in the kitchen, and then also rounded off the corners so that you don't knock your hip. So this little top is the one that goes right next to the zinc top, and it was slightly small, so we just filled it in with a streak of wood here, and then stuck it together with some wood glue, clamped it overnight, put some sawdust in between the two panels so that they match up in color. This cut out, turn it into a bit of a chopping board that fits into the zinc. So I'm going to try and cut this with a bandsaw. I think after today it's gonna look quite nice because we've got all the countertops sprayed. I'm really liking this chopping board. All of the countertops. So that's the bathroom. It's a bit dark in here. You get the idea. It's looking pretty good. These tiles aren't glued down yet. We managed to find these little wheels. Cost us 30 rand for one, so that's, I would say, like, I don't know, $2 or something like that. They should be perfect for mounting underneath the washing machine. The washing machine fit in perfectly with the little caster wheels attached to the bottom. As you can see, there's not a lot of space. Now it can move forward and backwards, so I can pull it out quite easily. What I'm gonna do now is just go and cut some strips of this melamine wood. We'll store it underneath so that you can take it out, put it down, and then pull the washing machine out without it dropping down from that platform onto the floor. I'm busy with this little door for the washing machine. So that's basically the little stopper door for the washing machine. If the truck isn't parked at a flat angle or a level angle, the washing machine rolls to one side. So the issue being is it's connected to, or it will be connected to water lines, and you don't want the washing machine to be rolling away and tugging on the water lines. I made these little platforms. I can roll out and connect the bolts from the back when we're traveling, so that the drum doesn't get any damage. But the wheels present another issue. It does come forward quite easily, and we need to obviously stop it from moving. That little door comes in with a hinge from that side. It'll have two pieces of conveyor belting at the back, just so that the paint doesn't damage. When we do close up the latch, it wedges the washing machine to the back against the ISO board. Another thing I did was just put in these little spaces. I'll put in another two of these strips on the side, just to wedge it a little bit more, and then also if it does shake around, so that nothing damages like the paint on the cupboards. While the paint dries on that little platform, I'm going to start with the piano hinges, so these ones, on all the lids for the storage boxes around the bed and on the steps, and then also in these benches. Okay, so in theory, the idea we had with the two platforms coming out and us using the wheels to get the machine out and in to tighten the bolts was a good theory, but unfortunately it looks like the steel on the bottom of the washing machine won't be strong enough. They already started bending. I think what I'm going to have to do is to take the wheels off, put the feet back on, and build a platform with a strong enough runner that can go on the bottom. Maybe a 90 kg runner set to go at the bottom, build a little platform. Okay, so now I've made this platform instead. What I'll do is I'll get some heavy duty runners, and this whole platform will slide out on runners. On my list of things to do today is these benches are the storage compartments for our batteries. The batteries get hot, so they need vents. So I'm going to cut some of these Galmar vents into this bench. Finish up with this little door. All I've got to do there is install two latches to keep everything snug. Also figure out a way to keep this fridge stable, because you can still move around. So I'll make two wedges on each side of the fridge, and then also put in little hooks. Yolandi wants to macrame. She wants to fold or weave a piece of rope and put it across the fridge's door so that that doesn't open up. I did get all the piano hinges installed. That's going to be the storage for our shoes. That's obviously Yolandi's, and then this will be mine. Also did the same with all the storage compartments in the bedroom. Install the window frames as well, because they're not fastened yet. This wall isn't permanently installed yet, so you'll still see screw holes that we'll need to fill up, but the whole wall needs to come off so that we can install all of the electrical wires behind that panel. This whole cupboard's going to come off. That's going on the back of the fridge. These are going on the sides of the fridge. I was going to cut a big piece out and just stick it on the back, and then wedge the whole fridge against the back. The fridge usually gets a bit hot and you need some ventilation to go through. So I split the big panel up into 4 pieces, so it'll basically be like that at the top and another 2 at the bottom. The same goes for the side panels. So these are the spaces that are going in the side. Instead of building the unit so that the fridge fits snug against the side panels of the cupboard, you'd rather put spaces in so that you've still got a cavity there for ventilation. This whole unit wasn't going to be here, and then we needed a space for the inverters, so we built this cupboard unit. We wanted this light to be on top of the dining room to fit there, but then later on we added that inverter unit, and obviously the doors won't be able to open up if the light fitting is there. So Yolandi still wants this, so we thought we'd move it there, and I've got to come up with a plan now to be able to fasten this light to the roof. Obviously I can't fasten into the ISO board, so what I'm going to do is see if I can put a wooden board in here. Okay, good morning. I've got the trailer hooked onto the car, and oh sugar, what? And I'm on my way out to Johannesburg to go and pick up all the flat panels for our toolboxes and backplate and all that. It was cut by Fast Flame. They do precision cutting. They did our torsion-free subframe for us about a year ago. It's about 3.5 hours drive, so not too bad. And then just wanted to mention quickly, you guys will see that I always drive around with this quite nice car. We live with Pugs and Janet Stain. They offered us a place to stay for free and to work on their farm to build Betsy, and then also suggested that we sell our car as they had an extra one standing around. And we could use it until we get on the road. I'm gonna make my way down to Witbank first. Yolandi is in Witbank at the moment. She did a market there over the weekend, and I did a market in Hoedspruit, which is in total opposite directions, just to try and get our funds up so that we can start finishing up with the truck. So I'm gonna pick her up first and then go through to Johannesburg, pick up the steel and head back today. So I picked up my co-pilot. We've just arrived at Fast Flame now, pulling into their workshop. We'll pick up the toolboxes quite soon. So go up to Janine, who has helped us to get this right. So this place is absolutely huge, and somewhere amongst all of this chaos is our toolboxes. Alright, so Janine from Fast Flame sorting us out today. So we got back yesterday from Johannesburg. Gonna offload it now. The toolboxes look really cool, but we're just gonna offload it into the workshop now and continue with the rest of the interior.